Good afternoon, and welcome back to Elden Ring in Shadow of the Erdtree. Or perhaps it would be more accurate to say, welcome back to Shadow of the Erdtree in Elden Ring. I need to actually remember where I've ended up. I ended up in some sort of underground tunnel system, it looks like. Yeah, the Dragon's Pit. I don't believe No, I did venture through here, didn't I? And I became lost. In so far as I thought that I was making my way through it in a linear direction, getting closer to some kind of goal. And then I ended up in familiar territory, and said to myself, well, this works out fine, I'm going to go back to the entrance and finish up the recording. Well, I'm back, and now I have to try again to make my way through here. I suspect that this time around I will be able to navigate a little more effectively than last time. Let's find out. Before I give that a try, though, I'll get my chat up in case, for one reason or another, someone decides to join me for this live stream. I'm once again recording at a weird time, like proper weird, as in it's almost guaranteed that those who usually watch me will be asleep. It's just this was the time that I had available to record the day. My apologies. I hope the VOD will suffice for those of you who normally tune in. Okay. Good to go. Once again, got our perfume bottles here. I do have one regular weapon and two perfume bottles. We've got the Deadly Poison perfume bottle and the Fire Spark perfume bottle. I have yet to fully upgrade them because I'm still figuring out if I like them enough to fully upgrade them. My maximum upgrading materials are not in such abundant supply that I would expend them without being certain that it's worth it. Particularly the Somberstone ones. Ancient Somberstone. Let me actually get the name correct, otherwise it is going to be confusing. So the Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone, I believe, is in shorter supply than the Standard Path Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. That's what I recall from looking at a reference for the game. I think you can only get 9 of these. Something like that. Or at least that's how it was in the base game. You can probably get more of them now, once you have access to Shadow of the Erdtree. But yeah, we're going to progress through here, and hopefully achieve something. I've got 145,000 souls, which is not enough. Again, saying souls instead of runes. I'm not going to correct myself again. If I happen to say souls instead of runes, deal with it. That's the best advice I can give. Alright, see if I can remember how to fight you. Can't really do much of a backstab. Going to have to lower my speaker volume one moment. Much better. Oh, I was hoping that strong attack would hit the one behind you. He's got much less defense. Okay, so there's your counter-attack. It's just nice to see these again. Still a largely unfamiliar weapon type for me. It's been a few days since I last played. Like 2 days, I think. 2 or 3. Because the confusing part is that the 2 recordings that I did may have been almost a full day apart for some of you guys. Like, you know, the first recording being in the evening, and then the second recording for you being like the morning of the next day. But for me, it was the same day, and then I think I had 3 days after that where I didn't play at all. Hello, Hey Gaming. Apparently you are also playing Elden Ring, as I record live now, but you're using the Convergence mod. I have yet to use any mods in Elden Ring. I'm not against the idea of doing it, but I certainly want to basically have played so much of the base game and of Shadow of the Erdtree unmodded that there's almost nothing else for me to do. Like, almost no joy to be had anymore in that experience before I try a modded version. I think part of the reason why is that when you play a modded game too soon, you start to lose track of what is original and what isn't. Although, if you are more conservative in your use of mods, maybe that wouldn't be an issue. But that tends to be how I approach it. I save the modding until I'm really familiar with the unmodded version. And 500 hours for me is not good enough. I need more time. More time to play the game. Alright, so I think I came from here when I thought that I was progressing through the Dragon Cave, or whatever this place is called, Dragon's Pit. I in fact came up through here and then found myself back at the entrance, which was really annoying. So I'm going to venture through one more time. And maybe this time it'll make a bit more sense to me. Or maybe that really was all that I could have done. Hopefully not. It's apparently a fan-made DLC expansion. Well, I suppose that's okay. As long as you don't get anything really, really strong from it. I feel that the only way that you could have good DLC content... I didn't really want to consume that, but that's fine. The only way that you can have good DLC content is to also have good loot. And fan-made loot can, at times, be problematic. Not sure if I agree with the principle of it here, but if I do feel tempted to play that mod, I will give you the benefit of my opinions on it at that time. Once again, settling mostly for the R2, not the R2, the R1, sorry, and avoiding the R2 because I don't really find the R2 to be all that worth it with this weapon, from what I can see. To repeat myself from the last recording, that much faster attack pattern, that faster attack combo of the R1 makes it a lot more useful. At least in my opinion, particularly for dealing poise damage. Not so much against these big skeletal enemies, but other enemies I've encountered seem to really get heavily flinched by this stuff. Yeah, never played any mods in Dark Souls 3 either. I'm well and truly out of touch on that subject. Just to give us some perspective for how our damage has been, I'm going to equip one of my regular weapons here and see how this performs. Okay, so there's definitely nothing at that level, so let's... Okay, not too bad actually. What I mean is that the damage of the bottle seems pretty appropriate for this area. Just being a little bit aggressive there, just to make sure that the other one didn't respawn, or revive. I suppose revive would be the word. He hadn't despawned, so therefore he can't respawn. And I'm being ineffectual in my aggressive play. Alright, so two different directions that I can go in here. Presumably one of them leads back to the entrance, and then the other one leads further down. So I would say that leads back to the entrance because I've been descending from the entrance to get to this point, so let's go down this time. I can see why my instinct would have been to go up the stairs towards that cave. It looks like it leads to something specific, but if I'm correct, it in fact just leads back to the entrance. That's perfectly okay, Hossein. I accepted that when I went live at this time, it was less than ideal for most of my audience, so if you do fall asleep while watching, it will be of no surprise to me. But thanks for joining. Alright. So we did see this from higher above, higher up. Not sure what to expect here. I think it's a big... Oh, there is a drop-off here. I can't actually reach it. But yes, there is a big container of blood over there. I'm sure there is a much more creative word to use for that. Basin. A large basin of blood. At least it looked like blood. Thematically, it would fit. Alright. Surely there's more. Did I not have this exact... Yeah, I reached this very same point in the previous recording and said to myself, there must be more. My first guess, based on the fact that it's a From Software game, is that there's an invisible pathway across here. Let's see if these messages reveal anything. Boss ahead, therefore time for jumping. Jumping required ahead. Safety ahead, therefore jumping required. Okay. I'll trust them. It's not very far to get back here. Oh, in fact, yeah. Alright. I'll do a run and jump. Probably not necessary, but let's do a run and jump. Okay. Yeah. You can just fall, actually. No run and jump required. I was actually expecting that there would be an invisible pathway to that basin, but that was not the case. We do have a boss. I'm attempting this boss with 165,000 runes on hand, which means that I am married to this boss fight. To explain myself, if I've got 165,000 runes sitting in the boss room, I'm not going to abandon them. I'm going to keep coming back and confronting the boss until I succeed in killing it. Alright, so from using this weapon in this area after originally using the Fire Spark perfume bottle, I've realized that this is pretty effective here. Probably because they're undead enemies. I could see, based on how they looked, based on what they were wearing, and they possibly still had a little bit of meat left on them as well. They weren't just all bone. It seemed like they would be weak to fire, and I think it's correct to say that they are weak to fire. So this was effective against the enemies. Perhaps this will also be effective against the boss. What I'm going to do as a first attempt at this boss is use this sword with Ice Lightning, the skill. Let's give it a try. Apparently this is one of A Gaming's favourite bosses in this DLC. I'm just going to watch and see what you do. You do flinch a little bit. Oh yeah, that's right, Ancient Dragon Man. Wasn't there something that I read about a Dragon Man in the previous recording? The reason why I stood there doing nothing was because I was trying to do the weapon skill. Oh. Oh, okay. I was not expecting it to track me in that way. That's why I just ran like that. That is the reason. Ancient Dragon Man. Yeah, I really wasn't expecting it to track me. I thought that it would have been sufficient for me to run. I thought it would be maybe a blood breath attack. I am pretty familiar with the dragon communication incantations. Is that what they're called? Are they incantations? Let me just get my terminology right. Incantation. So, I'm familiar with them. A lot of them are breath-based, and that's why I just simply ran. I didn't even end up rolling through anything there, so... Alright, we're still going to give the Dragon Scale Blade a try. I didn't even get the chance to use my Ice Lightning there. Excuse you. Unfortunately, wasn't able to benefit from the damage of that skill. Shouldn't have done a slow lead-up attack, or lead-in attack. Just wanted to see what the stamina reduction would be there. Or the stamina cost. Ooh. Well, if you can jump, I can jump. Okay, he had a very elongated... what's the word? Invulnerability period. What's that? Same attack as before. Very good. Got the damage out there. And he fell on the ground, so that's something I should take advantage of also. Got my frost proc off there. Oh, he can heal as well. I'm fine with that. Any humanoid enemies that I find, I really don't mind if they use Crimson Tear Flasks. That's fine by me. Oh. Finding the right time to do this attack is very difficult. I've taken some pretty heavy hits, actually, from poorly timing that. Oh. Bastard. Rolled at the wrong time. Oh well. There's not much margin for error. You can see that when I do take hits, I take them very hard. But this is a very fair fight, not a difficult one. First death was a bit stupid. I misunderstood what was coming my way, failed to analyze the risk adequately, and therefore died. Second death, 3 fingers, second death, up yours, game. Second death was a bit more reasonable. It was just a slip up on my part, and I'm not in a position where I can slip up with that bleed attack. It looks like it will either one-shot me or deal, you know, 80 to 90% of my health. So, there you go. I will continue using this sword because it's working fine. I just need to find the right time to use the, whatever it's called. Ice lightning. Let's try without a shield. Unfortunate. So far I've only seen single attacks. I can jump too, arsehole. Only seen single attacks with that bleed. You have to find the right time to be aggressive, and that was not the right time. Like there, for instance, going for a second slash because I can get away with it. I don't know if I successfully interrupted his heal or not. Not too sure. So it is about 75% of my health, or thereabouts, 75 to 80%. Which is reassuring. It means that I don't have to worry about literally dying when that happens. It's not a guaranteed death. No, you don't. No, you don't, mate. Goodbye. Ancient Dragon Man. Do I get to dress like the Dragon Man as well? Dragon Hunter's Great Katana. Well, if I am able to dress like the Dragon Man, or assume his body, you know, the Dragon Morph from the previous games, original Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2. Maybe it's in Dark Souls 3, I don't know if the Dragon Morph is in Dark Souls 3. If I did find it, I forgot about it afterwards. But, yeah. I'm going to assume that you can, in this game, actually get some sort of Dragon Morph. It would make sense. It would make sense. A-Gaming says that you can get the Dragon Morph in Dark Souls 3. There are some doors here, I'm not going to ignore them. When you see a warp out, don't just go to the warp out. Make sure that you're not missing anything first, and this would be one prime example of that. That is a very conspicuous pair of doors. Also making sure I haven't left anything in the boss room. Alright. Let us proceed. Get some additional light. You guys can see pretty fine. The playback, the video playback that you guys are getting is brighter than what I see. Because what's coming directly out of my GPU is a bit darker than what's going through the capture card, if that makes sense. The fact they've given me a sign of grace suggests that, well, it suggests the possibility that I can actually continue through a second section of this underground location. But I can warp out if I so choose. What it may also mean instead is that there's some kind of altar that I'm coming to. Oh no, this is actually outside. That was a surprise. I was not expecting to come out in the mountains somewhere. Foot of the jagged peak. Got some birds minding their own business. I can see some dragons yonder. I'm only hesitant to continue in this direction for one reason, and that is because I have already acquired the map for this place, and I have explored only about, let's say for argument's sake, no, actually, let's say 50%. I've explored 50% of this. There is more to come, more to go, and that is basically all of this. And I think there's more for me to look at around here as well. So I'm hesitant to go running off in this direction when I have a discovered map that I have yet to traverse. So I might hold off on that. I can warp to Dragon's Pit Terminus whenever I see fit. So, for now, I think we will double back. Possibly back to here, the castle front. And then just see what we can do here. Because I think there was a direction that I could go in at this side of Grace that I chose not to go in last time. One thing I need to make sure that I do, though, is actually use these runes. I'm currently sitting on 321,000 of these runes. I won't use you just yet. Alright. A-Gaming is becoming very excited by the dragons that I was looking at before. Alright, what have we got? Just the one level up, and consuming that... whatever it's called. I must get my terminology correct. Consuming this rune, okay, so it's the same as what souls would be. Using that consumable rune is not going to allow me to upgrade the second time, or level up the second time, so I won't attempt to do that. I did last level up my mind, so I suppose I'll continue doing that up to 15. Will I commit to that? Let's just do that, whatever. Don't overthink it. Doomlink, you're at soul level 160, whatever, so just do it. So this was where I didn't actually continue into before. I was instead going around the camps, and then after that I took myself down this way. So this, presumably, over here, is an actual location that I can explore, which I have yet to properly do. So let's take it on. Castle Ensis. You seem to have some kind of magical sword of some description. What are you doing? You're putting me off when you just stand there not actually doing anything. Oh. Maybe getting attacked by that is not manageable after all, unless it's coming out of him. It's possible. What are you doing? Get off the ground, man. He actually got me in a little bit of a stun there. Yeah, he is the one casting it. I see, it was the... it's that. I forgot the name of it. It's Carrion something. It's a particular school of magic with which I'm familiar, but the name of that spell I do not remember. Big slam. Oh, stop with your running. You're the most athletic of your kind I've seen. You're supposed to be dead. Or at least somewhat dead. What's your deal? I didn't quite see what you gave me in terms of runes, but... Somber Smithing Stone 9? I won't complain. Making sure there isn't like a little hidden area over here. Yeah, I can believe that you would get one-shot by that. By the ranged magic that he had there. But can you call it a one-shot if it's 3 separate hits making contact with you? Is this an NPC, or is this the... oh, it's one of those guys from... what is it? Rhea Lucaria? Whatever you call it. Leonia. We'll just say Leonia. Is Rhea Lucaria the name of the academy? Yeah, it is. Well, Colour me shocked that I remembered that. I was noticing a bit of a magic theme here. I saw that person's sword, and I shouldn't call him a person, should I? That enemy's sword, which I think was being used to cast that magic, was immediately noticeable as a magic weapon. So there must be some sort of connection between this and places I've previously been relating to magic. What's happening with you? Don't be shy, my friend. Mesmer Soldier Armor, not the first time I've picked that up. Dog. Be gone. You annoying creature. I really don't like dogs. I won't labour the point further, but every time I see a dog, I just feel a mixture of disgust and grief, actually. Not grief, just sadness. What's in the chest? Milady is in the chest. Goodness. Who put you in there, my lady? A light greatsword. Aha! I did see this weapon type. This is a new weapon type for Shadow of the Erdtree. I've been interested to see how these look. As I mentioned in the previous live stream, I have actually gone through the weapons list, which includes weapons from Shadow of the Erdtree. Not recently. A few months ago was the last time that I did that, maybe 2 months ago. And yeah, I couldn't automatically filter out Shadow of the Erdtree weapons with the reference that I was using, so I was just seeing things from Shadow of the Erdtree. I didn't really consider it to be a spoiler. It's not the sort of spoiler that would bother me in any way. But I did notice some new weapon types, and Light Greatsword was one of them, so let's see what we're dealing with here. I can't imagine that it would be something we want for this build. It seems to be more of a quality weapon. Like a quality weapon type by design, which is understandable because you're dealing with a greatsword which you would presume to be focused around strength in some way, but it's also light, so it's a bit of a balance. Something that would lend itself to, in fact, quality. Very straight, not much of a handguard there. The hilt is almost the same profile width as the sword itself, the blade itself. That's a very interesting thing. The way your character swings the sword is as if the character has learnt a new style of swordplay, don't you think? I really like the detail in the animations there. Do you see with the thrust the way your character actually lifts himself off his feet slightly? Or he looks light on his feet. I thought he actually... It's funny, when you look from behind, it looks as if... Yeah, his back foot does actually come off the ground. Does it not? No. That's what it looks like. It's very... you just look light on your feet, more dexterous and flowing in your movements. Which is obviously the point. It's meant to be a greatsword used with more... I don't think finesse is the word. More like... You've got that mobility that you would want out of something called a light greatsword. I really quite like this so far. Definitely something that I will make good use of with my quality build. Oh yeah. Liking that. Oh, what a beautiful follow-up. The R1 out of the R2 there. Oh, that actually looks a bit unnatural. It looks like I'm standing rigid. Looks a little bit unnatural, but I guess you could say that part of the way your character has learnt how to use the sword is that they've kept a strong posture. Learnt to keep a strong posture while swinging. Do you see what I mean about how that looks slightly unnatural? it looks like it resolves too quickly, and that your character has almost defaulted to some default stance. Do you see what I mean? I hope I'm not being anal retentive here. It just doesn't look quite right. As an animation, I would have actually said that needs to be worked on. It just doesn't look natural enough. You have to sort of strike a balance between stylistic and then also looking natural. But anyway, nothing wrong with it. It looks pretty cool. I'm happy with what I'm seeing. Oh yeah, impaling thrust. I haven't done the weapon skill. Okay, so it's very similar to the Godskin needle, or the whatever you call it. You know, from the Godskin duo, and one of them has the thrusting weapon. That looks very similar. I may actually prefer the Godskin thrusting weapon to that. Of course, worth mentioning as well, I do like the fact that, much like the S-Stock, for example, it does have a mixture of slashing attacks and thrusting attacks. Whether the S-Stock functions in that way in this game, I can't say for certain. That's how it has been in previous games. I'm assuming the S-Stock still has slashing attacks. So if I take myself back to Dark Souls 1, your S-Stock would have sort of a slashing maneuver with the R2, but it was all thrusting with the R1. Demon Souls S-Stock was a bit more awkward because the animations were a bit more dated, but I think that was mostly thrusting. There might have been a little bit of slashing involved. Not that I can't remember Demon Souls S-Stock very well because I did not really use that. But yeah, so far, I don't mind it too much. I don't mind it too much. Not for this build, however. I won't be giving it a try. This is something that I forgot to look at, and this also, at least on the face of it, appears to be. Aha, there is the other Shadow of the Erdtree weapon type, Great Katana. So, two things. Upon first blush, seems to be a quality-focused weapon. It might upgrade a little differently. It might get more strength than it does dex, or more dex than it does strength. But when I see Great Katana, I honestly just see a different way of describing curved greatsword. I don't really know how a Great Katana is distinct from a curved greatsword. I'm sure they've made it distinct. I'm almost certain it wouldn't be the same. But I guess flowing from that, there is another question. Do we need a Great Katana if we've already got curved greatswords? I don't know. I suppose I will find out when I use this. Which won't really be now. Oh, it's got a huge scabbard. Look at the size of that. That's pretty cool, having that big scabbard on your back. Oh, yeah, it's definitely technically faster, perhaps, than a curved greatsword. No, I'm going to say the speed is about the same as the curved greatsword. Very strange that they're choosing to do a thrusting attack with a curving katana. Or rather, a katana that is that curved, like that particular shape, does not lend itself to any sort of thrusting, but got slight step forwards with this, so you've got a little bit of mobility with the R2. They're going for that. Not as... what's the word? Not as immobile as Ultra Greatsword and Greatsword. Because you can see with all of these attacks, you're getting a pretty good step forward here. This is where your mobility is coming from. Okay. Definitely feels like something I would be willing to use with a quality build. Two-hand animation? Yeah, also thrusting focused. I'm not sure how I feel about this weapon design thrusting. It doesn't bother me that much, but I keep commenting on it because it surprises me that they've chosen to do that. Alright, let's do the special. Okay. Looks exactly the same as when we were fighting the boss, which is to be expected. That's probably fairly effective. I'm going to assume that it's very much a heavy, strong attack with an additional bleed function to it. A cool weapon, just, again, like the light greatsword, not something I'm going to use with this build, unfortunately. Might get the Dragon King's Crag Blade and replace you with... Godskin Peeler, just to be weird. Just to switch it up, you know. I've got lots of weapons to choose from. I'd like to keep it... keep swapping through the different weapons. Keep it different, keep it fresh. Alright, small creature, you've been spared for now. Oh, I like stuff like this. This is a lance, isn't it, this thing? Heavy thrusting sword. Is that not a lance? Maybe the lance is actually legacy terminology at this point, relating to... Oh, congratulations, you absolute fucking muppet. I'm gonna hold my weapon up, wait for you to roll, then swing. You swing out of habit because everyone else completes their attack in that duration, in that amount of time, but no, you're special. Prick. But yeah, maybe there aren't lances anymore, maybe it is the heavy thrusting sword, as it's described. I just feel like the word lance would be appropriate enough to describe that. Heavy thrusting sword sounds like a very literal description. I actually don't remember what the sword skill is of this. I'll have to give it a try. Alright, so can't actually hold my shield up and... I can, actually, excuse me. Can hold my shield up and poke. That's good news. Pick this up. Try not to anger you. I've got your friends to kill first. Right. Let's try the strong attack on you. I'll let you do your strong attack first. Ooh, that is one of the most satisfying attacks I could possibly do. I have noticed that I'm a bit too heavy now, so I'll take off this weapon. Yeah, there you go. Got my fast rolling back now. Oh, was really expecting you to die with that one. No, you don't, you prick. Absolute bastard. Alright. So, extremely satisfying weapon skill on the Dragon King's Crag Blade. Wow. I had forgotten what it looked like. I can drop down there if I'd like to. I just don't know if I would like to. Maybe we'll see what's happening at this gate first. Draw gate, whatever you call it. Castle Cross message. I don't know if you achieve anything by finding all of these. I'm guessing you do. Mikella's Cross. I do know that they say Mikola and not Mikella, but Mikola just sounds kind of weird. It sounds like Nicola. And so it's just like... It sounds familiar, but then not. I just don't like it. There's another Erdtree fragment. There's a guy with a giant pot on his head and the grafted greatsword, I think that's called. A very heavily subscribed weapon in the game. One that I've obviously used because it's decent, but you see it everywhere. Everyone uses the grafted greatsword. Oh, I've been playing through the game with extra runes. What did I have in place of this? Let me just find it. Bull goat talisman, that's what I want. Alright, very good. So we've got 164,000 runes. Almost enough to level up, I think. I suspect that if it's not enough, I should be able to consume one of my, or use one of my consumable runes and then... Oh no. It's much higher than that. Much higher than that. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. So I will hold off for a little while longer before attempting to level up. I'm glad there wasn't a big drop-off there because I was at risk of falling as well after doing that. See, I don't know if that counts as a drop attack. Oh. Fuck you. Just... whatever you're doing, do it. Don't dither. Oh. Holding up a shield and poking is a death sentence to these dogs. Looks like the way forward is up this winding path. I thought that was an ambush, but no, it's just a small creature. Hi, guys. Looks like this is leading me to the roof of the building. May as well go that way. Alright. Getting some performance issues here. Starlight Shard, I haven't been using those. I don't know what they do, to be honest. There's a lot of them. Used to gradually recover FP. Okay. I guess you would save it for an emergency situation? Perhaps? That was really unkind of you, to automatically reposition my camera while I'm making these jumps. Which require precision in terms of timing and positioning, honestly. I don't even think that was wall recovery, that was just the game being an asshole. Seems to be a building up there that I can enter. I might go this way first, and just keep that in mind. Drawstring Royal Magic Grease. I saw a reflection in the water that looked like something was running towards me. I internally shat, and then very quickly regained my composure. It was over so quick that, quite frankly, you guys wouldn't have even seen one iota of a reaction in me. It's my poker face. But, anyway. Hi there. Jesus, you've got some serious strength in that lance of yours. In that spear, whatever I'm saying. Guess we'll say spear. These guys are just having a chat. Sorry to interrupt. Excuse you. Did you see how he actually ran around me? He deliberately ran around me. This is the sort of enemy strategy that I just haven't really seen before. They're quite intelligent in the way they fight. Yeah, see, those thrusting swords, the counterattacks are actually very slow. I noticed that with the Godskin thrusting sword with my quality build. The counterattack is ever so too slow. Just slightly too slow for a lot of scenarios. A lot of situations where normally your counterattack is nice and quick, it flinches the enemy before they can hit you back. Oftentimes when I've got these thrusting swords, and it didn't happen this time fortunately, I'll do that counterattack and it's just a bit too slow to come out. It's like you get the counter, but he has to almost get himself into position before thrusting, and it actually makes for a little bit of frustration sometimes. I think there might actually be more over that way that I haven't discovered yet. Wasn't there another door? Yeah. If I'm going to get further away from here, I'd better deal with this now. This seems to turn something. I'd like to see what it is before I interact with it. Oh, it's probably the gate. It's nice to see these levers in this game as well. It's very Souls. This is where I had reached before. Alright, we've got our shortcut now. Back to where we were, and now I can actually level up once I consume this. Very good. Slowly leveling up along the way. In fact, I think I'm still short. Yeah, still short, just barely. That's alright, I've got another one of these. Okay. Mind to 14. Keeping in mind, I'd like you all to be cognizant of the fact that I will be capping it at 15. Until God knows when, maybe soul level 300 or something. Yeah. Look at that fucking attack. That just obliterates everything in its path. Maybe not everything. It is still very directional, but I guess what I mean is that it's extremely satisfying, it's very strong, and it makes me feel better about upgrading my mind. Well, when I say that, it makes it sound like I'm guilty, or I feel guilty in upgrading my mind. Not true. What I mean is it reinforces my impression that it's a good idea to upgrade mind. I'm still going to resist the temptation to have a flask of cerulean tears on hand. Fuck off, man. Just get out. You've got too much health. You're too big and you've got too much health. Go away. Hound. Be gone from my sight. That was a bit cute, actually. That was like a little glintstone shard going in my direction. Stop it. It's no longer quite so cute. Fuck off, asshole. Now, where are you? Are you... You are doing exactly that. No, you fucking don't. Goodbye. There's more than one of you? Really? I'm not playing this game with you, actually. I really have no interest. Oh, here we go. What's your name? Moonrithel? Moonirithil? I can't actually read your name because of the red text. I can see the carrion knight part, but everything else is fucking hard to see. Are you ready for this one? Well, take two. Are you ready for this one? Had to sacrifice my hit there. Oh, sorry, had to sacrifice my health there. We had a bit of a joust. A third swing. He's got the same greatsword that that large person, that large individual had. No. No, you don't. I sensed that he would have a follow-up. And in his case, that was a thrust. Shouldn't have done that. For that reason. For that very reason. I couldn't... How could I not have finished healing in that time? Whatever. Drastic measures are needed. I just have to play more carefully, basically. Oh, okay. Wasn't able to cancel out his swing, though. Alright, let's just get ourselves to full, and then, I guess... Alright, fine. We're at equal health now. I'm surprised he got through that. That must have been, like, part magic damage. Don't see how else he would... He is piercing through my shield. He's actually piercing through it. Alright, here we go. Two-handed it is, then. No, you don't, mate. Fucker. Look how much health I've got. 15 HP. That was a bit of a PvP confrontation. It was good fun. I liked that. I would have happily done that a second time, to be clear. I wouldn't have... I wouldn't be taking a different tone if I had failed. That was... that felt like a good fight. Oh, what the hell was that? Go away. Whoever is trying to kill me right now. I ask you to fuck off. Rilano's cameo. I'm assuming this is going to increase one of my stats, is it? It looks a bit that way. Never mind. Enhances attacks executed after maintaining the same stance for a while. No thanks. Might be applicable to something. You are so annoying. I've decided that you are more annoying than any enemy I've fought so far. Like, are you really going to fuck around with me like that? I'm disappearing and then shooting things and then disappearing. What a snake. What a fucking spineless amoeba. Don't know why I'm calling him an amoeba. I was trying to refer to him as an insignificant organism. I'm becoming impatient. Actually, I don't think I needed to go this way, did I? Whatever, we're going this way. I have a feeling I'm going the long way to get to where I had actually already opened a shortcut. See that fucking auto-turn of the camera? That is intolerable. It's beyond unacceptable. That's the sort of thing where I write to From Software with a very wordy complaint. I had a feeling that I had reached a dead end, actually. Yeah, I did just go the long-ass way to get to here, that's fine. I'm just going to make sure that while I pass through here, there aren't any other directions for me to go in. If I can't see any, then I will assume that's as far as I can go in that direction. And to be honest, that's my curiosity satisfied at that point. I will be able to then explore other areas. Make sure there are no hidden rooms here. No messages on the ground possibly indicating the presence of said hidden rooms. Alright, I'll fight you, seeing as though you're so eager. You came from a side room that I hadn't been in, I don't think. Very good. Seems we can go further through this building. Hi there. Watching the blue fire, I guess. That would be quite entertaining to watch. Oh, stop it. Let me kill your friend first. That's the priority. I didn't get the critical hit off, but that's alright. I like the sort of... It's almost like a slapping maneuver. Maybe not the most flattering description, but... yeah, it's like a... You could call it a diagonal slash if you want. Can I open this? I can. Hopefully not while being interrupted by this annoying irritant behind me. You're not disappearing though. That's a very good thing. Goodbye. Yeah, it looks like I can get back from here. Oh, can I? Can I is the question. Might not be able to. Oh, got a ladder. All is well. Stop it. If I have one more of these projectiles come my way, I'm going to lose it. I do have post-traumatic stress disorder from the Shrine of Amana prior to the original patch. Those of you who played Dark Souls 2 at launch will be able to attest to this. It was, Shrine of Amana. Before they patched out the accuracy of those spells being cast that would home in on you, that was extreme. That was bad. Really, really bad. Ugh. Basically, anything relating to projectiles is just a no-go zone for me. Goodbye. But yeah, I think I can actually get my tier flask to plus 13. I think that's the highest I can get it in the base game. I haven't actually done that, if you haven't noticed. Somehow I completely failed to either guard or roll through that. I did attempt to do both, incidentally. And apparently in attempting to do both, I succeeded in neither. Almost can't believe how poorly I'm performing against you. Fuck off. There's almost no coming back from that. That was really bad on my part. Sort of looked like we did the same thing to each other, didn't it? Don't know why I'm just waiting for him to do what he wants to do to me. That honestly looked like a crystal lizard. I can't be the only one who thought that. It is instead one of those glowing skulls. Oh, hi there. Wonder if I can make that. No, I wasn't able to make that explode. I was thinking maybe I could make that explode, and then as soon as I finished saying that, I realized that wouldn't be good for me either. That would be bad news. I was going to see if there's anything I can do with my my video settings here. I'm getting a lot of frame drops, more than I normally would. It seems Shadow of the Erdtree is slightly more taxing. Wonder if there's anything I can lower. Maybe anti-aliasing quality is something that can go down without it being too noticeable. Texture quality, on the other hand, would be a bit of a different story. Anti-aliasing. Shadow quality medium. Let's go with that. Not seeing much of a difference, really. Not in terms of the game, but in terms of the performance. The game, I felt like I could notice a difference. You play it on medium graphic settings? Well, I suppose we could try that. Let's see what it looks like. If it doesn't look that different, then it's fine. You have to remember that, particularly if you're watching this on YouTube, the amount of quality that you fucking lose as a result of YouTube's compression makes it almost pointless to play this on high settings. But it makes me wonder, the lower the quality, the lower the source quality, surely therefore the lower the end result anyway. That argument can be made, certainly. Oh, they managed to get me. I don't like these guys. They seem a bit too unique to constantly be appearing and finding me. Oh. And then he has the temerity to heal as well, as being extremely annoying. He's doubling down on his disruption. Oh, fucking stop! Something about this guy is really bothering me right now. I've had enough of you. I really have. No, you don't. Oh, that was a delayed strike, of course. I want him to walk into it. Just stop. Go away. You can see me becoming progressively more impatient as I fight him. There's a reason why. I just feel like I've fought you too much now. No. No, I knew that was going to happen. I should have relaxed a little bit and gotten ready to roll through that shield charge. Instead, I rolled prematurely and got caught. Very predictably. I hate that enemy. I lost a lot of health earlier on when I first started fighting him in that moment, just from being really frustrated by the fact that I was having to fight him again. I was doing sort of stupid things and taking unnecessary hits. I'm going to change weapons soon. Sometimes you do feel a little bit immobile with this weapon. Sometimes. It has moments of limited mobility. And then it speeds up, like there, for example. That follow-up thrust, nice and quick. But then other attacks can be slow. I don't think that's a bad thing. Moonrithel, whatever his name is, it's his Night Sword, and I believe there is such a weapon as a Carrion Greatsword, just as a weapon, and this looks very similar to that. Could also be remembering wrong. Probably something for my intelligence build. Alright. Guess we'll use the Warhawk's Keen Talon just for something a little different. I don't know how strong it is. I don't think it's something I really want to use. What's our damage here? Oh yeah, there is still a Erdtree fragment that I might want to use. So 648 damage. Seems okay. I suppose the biggest downside to it would be that it is limited in its range. Look at that. Yeah, definitely not the best range. I'm getting out of here. I'm not hanging around to deal with you cheeky, invisible assholes. I've noticed that I didn't go in this direction last time, so how about I go this way? Just a little pathway that I missed. Oh yeah. That was probably what got me off on the wrong foot with that fucking enemy. He interrupted me while I was going through my settings. What I'm going to do is I'm going to return these to what they were before. And then I'm going to take this to medium. Some settings have not been applied. Something fucking hit me, man. That's why I got out of that screen. Oh, shit. So what were the settings that weren't applied? Do they require a restart in order to take effect? Go away, fucker. You didn't do much of anything in that moment, did you? You just stood there and took it. Just like you should. What happened to item crafting? Did I lose my item that I usually use to craft items? How weird is that? How did that leave my inventory? I don't remember what it's called. I don't think is it a crafting bag? It's something. Oh, I see. I wasn't able to craft items because I must have been in combat. That's what it was. Okay. Let's see what failed to apply. Okay, I just set that. Let's go to high, and then back to medium. Return to the title menu to apply all changes. I'll do that now. Oh, not that one. Quit game. Alright, we're going to quit and relaunch. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, and I'll tell you why. Because of the SSD that I'm running this off, that was such a bad idea. That was a really bad idea. Because of the SSD that I'm running this off, when I load a character for the first time, the loading screen is very, very slow. Okay, so it's not a first loading of the character, it's a first loading of a character when launching the game. So the first loading screen that I get in this game is like 4 minutes long. It's really bad. But it seems that it only has to happen once. Again, you wouldn't have this issue if you didn't have my shitty SSD. But the loading screen, that first time loading screen, is very, very slow. Not good. So here's the deal. If I'm not going to see a particular improvement in the performance of the game by setting it to medium, then I'm going to go back to high. That is my plan. That was a... Forget about wall recovery. That is just catastrophic failure of the camera right there. Hello? I'm a bit happier with this sword, honestly. I don't think I'm going to use that other one. It's too short. It has to have some sort of benefit to it. Something that would make me want to use it, and to be honest, when I've got this sword, this has a lot more character. Don't know why I did that instead of a backstab, but fine. Goodbye. There's fucking blood everywhere. It's you again. Good night. Performance is a little bit better. Because it's noticeably better performance, but not noticeably worse game quality. I'm going to keep with what I've got here. Keeping in mind I'm at 1080p, to be honest, there's not much in it. Not much in it. Come hither. Fuckers. I like this location though, nice and traditional, feels very Demon Souls. No. Catches me on the follow-up, of course. Only just had enough stamina for that. I won't be greedy. I'm going to focus on survival. These guys are tricky. And I'm being attacked from a distance. Go fuck yourself. Am I not giving you enough attention? Goodbye. My message was appraised. Let's see what my messages are in this game. We've got, be wary of defeat. There. What that was referring to in the Chapel of Anticipation, I don't recall. Surface, mountaintops of the giants, that must have been for an invisible pathway that I was helping with here. And likely down in the Siofra Aqueduct. That was a joke, because it was certain doom down the drop that I was referring to. Not sure what was appraised as positive. Appraised is a bit, it's a bit neutral, isn't it? But anyway. Onward. And again! Must have done something right. What do message appraisals do in this game? I do know in the Dark Souls games, maybe not all of them, but at least some of them, you would actually get an extra Estus Flask, or... No, I think it's humanity. You'd get like 1 humanity or something like that. I'll have to be reminded of what the hell happens there. I don't know what happens in this game, so... On medium settings, I'm now beginning to notice that, particularly with long distances, the image is a little bit more grainy, but... Again, I'm noticing a performance improvement. There's your big lead-up attack again. Don't heal. Alright. That was a bit faster. I was a bit more aggressive there. I had to get revenge. Oh, okay, so they just heal me directly. Alright. So if I happen to be in a sticky situation, and I get a message appraisal, I'll actually get healed. So, that sounds like a good way to do it. I think that's great. So the key is to write lots and lots of good messages, and then you'll just get constantly healed when you're in danger. Because of course that's the incentive, isn't it? That community interaction. It seems that I can hang around down there. I don't really want to go down there just yet. I think I will end up down there by going in a different direction. So I'll just wait until that. Until that time. I presume that you are a boss. Okay. And I can even summon for the boss. Who are you? Are you a player? Needle Knight Leader. No, you seem to be an NPC of some kind. Alright, let's do it. I'm taking on this boss with 8 Crimson Tear Flasks and no Wondrous... Actually, I do have Wondrous Physic, because it is currently in effect. I'll continue with this sword, how about that? What have we got? A magical knight of some kind. Ralana. A very, very aggressive knight as well, I can see. Wonder what your bleed resistance is going to be like. Oh. Leader is definitely doing work. Happy to see that. Oh, am I going to miss my opportunity to get this? I am not. I am going to tentatively say that this summoned NPC is a bit too strong. I'm seeing some very effective incantation going out here. Whoa! I did press the button to roll there, I just want to make that very clear. I'm seeing some pretty robust bleed resistance here. I haven't been extremely consistent with my swings. Okay, yeah. I got stun locked there. That's alright. That looks like a pretty manageable boss fight. And I won't use this sword if this enemy is bleed resistant. I should make it clear I'm not surprised to see bleed resistance because it has been very widely used by a lot of people to just blitz through the game. So, that's fine. What shall I use instead? That's obviously blood focused. Alright. I'm feeling Dragon Scale Blade then. Works for me. Come on, leader, let's do this. You are on offer, so I will summon you. But she does appear quite strong. I'll get my runes back. I feel like there's a lot to watch for here because there's more than 2 arms. There's a lot of swords going out here. I mean, it looked as if there were 4 arms. I could be wrong. Completely missed that, but fine. If we've got poison resistance... No, it's not that you have multiple arms, it's just the way that you swing your swords feels so quick and also constant at times that it's as if there are more than 2 arms coming my way. Cool. I didn't see if we got a frost proc. It seems that we did, because I can see that this boss is covered with frost. Very good. Oh. Oops. Didn't quite get that right. I'd like to get that on target. It's not a requirement, but it would help. Alright, immediate wasting of my wondrous physic. Stage 2 of the fight, here we go. Very cool. Look at those effects. Oh my god. It's a little unfortunate to see what was going to be a very epic attack get interrupted like that. Those swords look mighty cool, don't they? Wow. This is giving me Dancer of the Boreal Valley vibes here. Definitely reminiscent of that. Not completely, of course, but just the two different elemental blades being swung around. Dancer of the Boreal Valley was very, very unique. I didn't actually think that was headed my way. That's why I continued to engage the boss despite that coming up. I didn't want to be trapped there. Imagine I just stood there, right? And ended up getting hit by that ranged magic. Oh god, I think I know what that is. Okay, is that a one? Is that like an auto kill there? I should have... Okay, you can see why. You can see why, indeed. I thought it would be a good idea to heal quickly. But unfortunately my heal was not fast enough to then also allow me to roll. That's fine. A manageable boss fight, but I think I need to be a bit more aggressive. Because Leda ideally will survive for the whole fight. You could see there that she died before the end. So that means I need to be more aggressive and try and deal more damage. So what's something potentially more damaging that I've got available to me? Probably not this. I like the Ice Rind Hatchet, but it's probably not better than what I've got. I suppose I could get some poison build up. Let's give that a try. So I'll... Oh yeah, what's this? Mesmer Soldier's Spear. That doesn't look very interesting to try out right now, so... If I pair these up, that might be okay. And I'll just try to be a little bit more aggressive. Interesting fight so far, though. I don't really like having to start the fight by picking up my runes, but they're kind of important to me. What a terrible use of my wondrous physic, honestly. Here's the thing, if it takes too long to apply the poison, then it wouldn't be ideal for me to use it here. Are you poisoned yet? Seriously? Your fucking resistances. I'm just trying this out. We might have very high ailment resistance here. Not just against bleed, but of all things. Against all things. If it appears that way, then I won't be doing this again, and I think I'm going to give a few more attempts at this before just giving up on the poison proc. Let's give up on the poison proc. See, I need to properly learn the way this boss is moving, because I've been blocking and then going in for the attack in the middle of something quite dangerous that the boss is doing, so I must be more careful with the opportunities that I'm taking. Which, I think that's a good one, though. When he's entering stage 2. Okay. Oh, I picked a bad time to go and try and use my sword skill there. That's why I was just standing there taking the hit. Very good. Leader is not long for this world. I'd like the boss to focus a little more on me now. Unfortunate. Alright, it's just me and the boss now. Oh no, not that fucking attack. I was ready to take you on as you were, but then you just did your fucking auto-kill move. I hate auto-kill moves. It's something that I always am opposed to in boss fights, just these fucking auto-kill moves, but it doesn't mean you can't adjust to them. You can make changes to how you play to keep yourself alive while they do that shit, but honestly, not a fan. Not a fan of that. Alright. You think I have to jump over it? That probably sounds right. Alrighty. Attempt 3. I'll need a drink of water after this next attempt. Getting a bit thirsty. Yeah, I would say the boss is mostly pretty fair up until that point. Because what it does is it gets you in a stun lock. If you fail to jump over the first one, or fail to roll through it, whatever is expected of you, it's 1, 2, 3 hits. Guaranteed, because you're just helpless flying in the air, getting hit-chained by it. So, not a fan, but all you can do is just deal with them. We're also, this time, not going to be attempting to poison this boss, because I've now realized that's not going to be happening. No, sir. Oh, stupid thing to get hit by. Take it easy. I'm not quite sure what that was, actually. I don't know what led to my death. Because I thought I was shielding through that, but obviously not effectively enough. That was a bad attempt. We'll try again. Very bad attempt. This sword skill is difficult to activate while remaining safe. It takes a while to get out, and you're essentially stationary when you do it. Again, it's not a complete failure if I don't make contact at that point. It's okay. Just not ideal. First flinch, come on. There's me going in for the attack at a fucking inopportune moment once again. Must learn my lesson now. Alright. See, I think I'm raising my shield, but I'm in fact getting flinched out of raising my shield, so instead of just standing there and copping one hit and then rolling after realizing my shield's not in effect, I'm instead standing there and copping 2 or 3. This is among my worst performances so far, actually, now that I think about it. Alright. Stage 2 is an opportunity of its own. I was continuously rolling there because I got... My timing when rolling the first one was really bad, so I was completely out of sync with the fight. Oh, my healing is so bad. I've got fucking 2 left now. Interestingly, despite my terrible performance, Leader is doing okay, potentially because I've been drawing this enemy's attacks. Alright, jumping. Jumping definitely helps. Alright, that's it. I've got nothing left. Leader's health is looking good. I have to get involved, otherwise there's a good risk that we won't succeed. Oh! That's good. Very good. Okay. Managed it. Incidentally, by taking a lot of hits that Leader otherwise would have taken. I wish that instead I could have drawn the enemy's attention whilst hitting the enemy rather than just taking it in the arse like an absolute loser. But that's alright, I'll get better at that boss as I fight it more and more. I'm just not seeing patterns in the way that it's moving yet. I will over time. I will over time. Looks like a way out. There we go. Skadu Altus, which reminds me I still haven't used that one Skadu fragment that I acquired recently. I just keep forgetting to do it. Although, I may require more than one, so I probably don't have enough anyway. Yeah, I don't. That's fine. What's our souls looking like? Our runes. We do have enough to level up once. We've got some remembrance. I will see what that involves. It's probably going to give us her swords. I seem to remember that there were some dual swords in this DLC, so perhaps those are them. I'll hold off on using my runes just for now. Let's take ourselves to the round table hold. Getting loading screen art of the DLC now, if you haven't noticed that already. Okay, so we've got Sorcery, which is Relana's twin moons, possibly a relative of Renala. Renala and Relana, which is not even remotely confusing, and you would be a fool to even suggest it. Alright, so this is interesting. This is definitely something that I would be using with my faith build, because I don't think I have much faith with my intelligence build. But I do have about 16 intelligence with my faith build, so... yeah, these would go very well with my faith build. And I look forward to doing that when the time comes. But yeah, not appropriate for this build, not even remotely. So that means that I will be consuming this for runes. Thank you. Let's see if I can receive any equipment from any champions. Rolana's armor. Okay. That seems to be the main thing that I'm noticing here. Alright. This won't be enough to level up twice, but I will live. It's close, though. Wonder what I've got in my inventory. Yeah, not enough. That's alright. Why did I say that was close? It's really not close. There we go, mined to 15. That is now all done. No need to touch mind for a long while now. My next objective, stats-wise, will be Arcane. I'll take Arcane to 25, and then I'll work on Vigor, I think. Endurance I'm quite happy with. I will keep that at 40. I don't think it needs to be more than that. At least not until I'm really in high levels of New Game Plus. And yeah, so Vigor it is. Vigor to 55 and then 60 perhaps. 60 I can probably just leave it there, and then Arcane to 30. That's sort of what I'm going for here. I'm just picking and choosing which things I want to level up. I oftentimes level up in multiples of 5, but not always. Sometimes I'll lose my focus on that stat and move on to something else. You can see that has happened with Vigor. It's more likely that that will happen the higher your rune requirement is for each level up. Because it means it takes longer to get those runes, so therefore you will become not distracted necessarily, but you will become focused on other things. Alright, so I did see that there was a direction for us to go in, but we took on a boss instead, so I think, actually where, let's just go here for now. Is this where I want to be? Yeah. So I think back here I can actually head towards this tower in the distance. Well, I say in the distance like it's really far away. If I go down here, this leads to a tower. Or does it? Can I not access that? No, I think I can. I can go down here. Is this somewhere I've been before? Have I been here yet? Is the question. I don't think so. Fairly confident I haven't been here, so let's just venture through. Let's see what we're dealing with. Look at you wreaking havoc. Are you meant to be in here? He is frozen with fear. This buck is just reacting in a very eccentric manner, and also breaking its neck out of some sort of visceral terror of my presence. Alright. We'll go as high up the tower as we can first, and then we'll cross that bridge in a moment. That's what I like to see. A chest at the top of the tower. Wing stands, okay. Ash of War wing stands. So this seems to be a quality Ash of War. And I can imagine that being used in conjunction with the light greatsword. I suspect that's what it's meant to be doing. Or what it's meant to be paired with. I suspect it's not a requirement, unless it is. I think sometimes that is the case with Ashes of War. Let's see. Usable on light greatswords. Yeah, it's required that it's used with light greatswords. You can't even equip it to anything else, so there you have it. Not just a good guess. Turns out that you must use it with light greatswords. That's it. So yeah, we compare that with the light greatsword that we acquired. I don't really like the big thrust. I mean, it's okay, but maybe wing stance is even more exciting. What is the purpose of this? This literally leads to nothing, does it not? Unless I'm missing something. I'm not going to say that getting that Ash of War was a waste of time, but crossing this bridge was a waste of time by the looks of it. A bridge, ladies and gentlemen, to nothing. Unless, of course, this is an area that I can only reach from here, but I don't think it is. I guess we can find out. Can I only reach it from here? I've just got it in my head that this must be linking back to somewhere I've previously been. Yeah, that is the one that was giving me grief before. And there's a chest in there. So I have been here. Frustratingly, I can't actually warp from where I am. One word comes to mind. Unfair. I just want to get out of this situation. Why do I have to go down here? Why do I have to fight you again? Really not interested. If you wanted my opinion, you've got it. I'm not interested, my friend. I'm not even going to do that. I'm not going to do the critical. You're not even worth doing a critical against. I hold you in such low regard that I don't even want to do my fancy attacks to kill you. Alright, so what I'm thinking is that from here, I can actually follow a path out of the discovered map. Because you can see there is a road. And there's another map. But of course, when you are playing an open world game, I think it's important to be disciplined in how you progress. There's there's another one of them. I can't believe it. There's more than one of these flaming creatures. Very well. As I say, you have to be disciplined when progressing through areas, in my opinion. So, when you're playing an open world game. Because you've got multiple options. So what I'm instead going to do is go in this direction, because I haven't really explored this at all. Let's head back to here. Discipline, Doomlink. Discipline. Alright. There is the area that we're going to be venturing to next. We can see it from here. It's going in the direction of the Erdtree. Wonder where the tree actually is. Must be around here somewhere. I do wonder how big this location is, the Realm of Shadow. How far do you think it expands? Based on the cost of the DLC, I'm hoping it's similar in size to the Elden Ring base world map, base game map. Because the cost of the DLC is almost the cost of the full game, right? So you would therefore hope for an almost doubling of overall content. We'll see. We shall see. For the time being, I think I will jump on Torrent, so that we may traverse distances faster. There's a water source down there, apparently, but I suspect, based on this vantage point, that it's actually very far down. Oh no, it's more like over there. So basically, we don't want to cross that bridge. This is the direction we're going in. We've been over there. I'm mistaken. That is where we've already been. That is where we're going. But if you can see, it looks like it goes up. So from there, it then goes up. But, yeah, so I probably can't do much from down here. So I might actually have to go here and then up into there. I just don't know what the pathway is going to be. I could potentially go from here. What I'll do is I'll explore as far as I can go along this edge. There might be a way down, there might not be. But at least then I will be certain. Then I need to take a big, long way around. Okay, this is not as big of a jump as I thought. Okay, very good. I thought this was a big chasm or something like that. That is a big chasm. One that you can presumably get around. But at a higher level. Yeah. Alright, what's over here? Not very excited by Shadow Rune level 1. Aha. An underground area. I really hate having to manually put this on every time. That's one bit of streamlining I really could have lived with. Belurat Jail. Belurat? Anyway. Yeah, I guess I'll keep some perfume bottles on hand. Why not? Maybe that's how I'll do it, actually. I'll have the 2 perfume bottles in these 2 hands, and then a weapon of choice here. Let's get the serpent bone blade. It's feeling very, very poison focused, but okay. How about this for a deal? I haven't used the serpent bone blade recently, so I will do this. What about my 2 whips? Do I have 2 whips or just 1? I've only got 1 whip. It could be good to 2-hand them. I'll have to make an arrangement for that. This is cool though, look at that. Frost build-up and poison loss. With the C-scaling of dexterity. I think this is an alright weapon. It's not my strongest, but how about I use it going forward? Let's see how effective it'll be in this location. Alright, we've got an underground area. It seems to be related to... No, it's probably not related to what's above, because we saw that. It's really, really high up, so I'm not going to assume that this will ascend to there. But it could do, because we're already going upwards. Okay, maybe we can actually reach this stuff by going down here. Maybe that big city above is called Belurat, and this is just the underground jail. We shall find out. Did I just go the wrong ass way? I just walked out of there. So it's not ascending, that's just wishful thinking. Nice work, Doomlink, honestly. It was wishful thinking, I literally just walked straight out of there. Thinking, oh, it's going up. No, it's not. It's really not. Absolute wanker. Oh yeah, you're right. This is, wait, where is it? So you access the hot items here, that's right. So maybe I'll do that. That's indeed something that I haven't actually been taking advantage of. Is it inventory? Initial start menu screen on the right side of the screen. Oh, here it is. Alright, so no, stop that. We swap this out for the lantern. And then that way, I can do that. I like it. That's what I get for not exploring the features of the game properly. You are slightly terrifying if you want my honest assessment. A black silhouette suddenly coming out to grab you, that's horror movie game kind of stuff. Oh yeah. I'm liking this whip already. It just feels really refreshing. Nice and different from everything I've used so far. Oh, falling down to this level now. So the range of this whip is pretty good. I think that might hit him. Yeah. Look at that. How good is that range? I'll try to take full advantage of that. It's something you could easily not do. Very good. These guys are so weak that I'm not really able to take full advantage of its abilities. So what was that I just got? Temporarily boosts item discovery. Okay. An alternative to the foul foot. The silver foul foot. Is that a door I can open? It is not. But it may not be a door I want to open. It doesn't look like there's much past it. Have I missed anything up here? I just want to make sure. So I dropped down here from up there. I've looked in here. There didn't seem to be much. So I'm seeing cages. They are sometimes things that you can ride in to go up and down, but none of these look like they're intended to be used in that way. They're just decorative, effectively. What the fuck is a horn tender? Is that like a chicken tender? Asks AJ. I really don't know. Whatever the word tender means in butchery, I don't really know what it means. Is it just like a muscle? Is it a certain part of a piece of meat? I don't know. Whether or not that would be applicable to a piece of horn, I couldn't say. Could not say. Alright. More creepy silhouette enemies. Nose is itchy. You people are very sad looking. You have my condolences, but it doesn't mean I won't kill you. Not the jar. No, not the jar! Those are the jars. Maybe these are... I mean, I've got a theory, but maybe these are the creatures that ultimately become living jars. Maybe they start off as these weird black silhouette things, and then they get turned into jar people. As you can see, there's this person here saying, "Not the jar!" And what do we know about the jars? They're basically sentient. They move around, they've got arms. And all of those jars are surrounding us here in this location. But none of them are sentient and moving around with arms and all of this business. So maybe this is where you create the jars, the living jars. This is a living jar facility of some kind. It looks like we can use this as a pathway down, actually. I don't know if I'll do that right now. Oh my god, that looks annoying. Look at all the bloodstains. Alright, well, I will challenge myself to that once I feel like there is no other way forward. That is disgusting. I could see that shit and knew that it needed to die. I don't want to see it. No, stop it. Stop it. Innard meat. Okay, so remember we've been fighting these jars, right? Well, that was the thing inside the jar. We've never fought the thing inside the jar. We've only seen it just explode into a disgusting blood mass of guts and gore, but... Oh. We got a special sound for that. Maybe we always get a special sound. But yeah, we literally just fought the thing inside the jar. I think we've now twice fought the things inside the jars. We've fought the black silhouettes that then become the disgusting meaty things, and then we've also now fought one of the disgusting meaty things. What joy. So I'm open to the possibility that that is not the direction we want to go in first. Maybe we want to go this way, I don't know. Now that looks a little more dangerous, doesn't it? But is it really? Is it really? Let's take the path of least resistance first. Not too difficult. The last one, however, is alive. Finally got our living jar. And the little ones too. I'll deal with the big one, seeing as though I've started fighting him first. Oh, come on. Just when I thought I could rely on the range of my whip. AJ is actually sending a living jar emote in the chat. Okay. Maybe it's from another game. It doesn't look exactly the same. Ew. Go away. Go away. You guys are filthy. I'm glad I got my... Oh god. No, that is, as I say, nightmare fuel. No. Almost got hit by the second one. Almost got a chain attack. It reminds me of something I've seen. I don't know where the hell from, but it's... ugh. Extremely off-putting. No, you don't. These are the most disgusting things we've fought in Elden Ring so far. I'm not going to say the most disgusting thing in Souls. I'm sure there's something worse in Souls. Probably in Demon Souls, honestly. Seem to remember that... yeah, I find the depraved ones quite disgusting in Demon Souls. Don't they, like, vomit on you sometimes? I swear they do. There's our frost proc. Yeah, definitely not much of a bleed proc going on with these guys. They're already bleeding a whole lot on their own, so... not getting much out of our bleed, but... the frost is helpful. Oh, you are a different sort of jar person. You look like you were trying to be a living jar, but failed miserably. Okay. More jar people. I can imagine that when they try to throw themselves on you while running around with the pot on their heads, it would sort of... it would hurt, it would add weight to them, so when they throw themselves on you, it would deal lots of damage. That's a guess. It might not be particularly more damaging than they are normally. It was just a theory. Not getting many runes, though. 1,600 from those guys, that's nothing. That's like chump change. Come on. Where the hell have I ended up now? I hate that. When you think you're on a particular path, and then suddenly you're just somewhere completely different. Okay. Have to get my bearings again. That's also a thing that puts me off. I'm looking for enemies, I'm being alert and attentive to my surroundings, and then some flailing ghost of another player causes me to be shocked. Okay. Seeing a larger version of you gives me no pleasure. Stop it. Just die, get out of here. I've fought enough of you guys by now. I definitely prefer the living jars. I don't like the living thing inside the jar. The thing inside the jar can stay right where it is, in the jar. That's where it belongs. I'm going to affectionately, or rather disgustedly, refer to them as the jarless. I can imagine this place being really confusing. Like, at the moment, this is feeling a bit labyrinthian. I think that's where I started, so yeah, I think I've more or less got my bearings, but it is confusing. It's a big maze, basically. I can find my way, I just feel like it's likely that I would miss something in here. If there was something on the ground, somewhere specific, I'd probably miss it. Definitely that's the way forward, through that door, I think. But that's no fun. I want to fully explore this place. Oh, look at that range, absolutely beautiful. Oh my god. I didn't dare think that that would actually work, and it did. I was thinking I shouldn't dare, and I suspected that it might. And I was rewarded for attempting to do that, because sometimes you're not going to figure out the range of something like this until you really put it to the test. And that was impressive. I can't get on Torrent. I did eventually make that jump, but it was hard. I think I saw an item over here somewhere. That's why I'm spending the time doing this. Can I, like, achieve something now? What was I doing that for? Where was that item? So, over there I can see some items. Okay. Right, now I can sort of see where I'm going. So we go up here. Oh, but we probably still can't reach that, can we? Or can we? I just want to get to those items. That's why I'm here. Maybe I can get onto a higher level of pot. I have officially decided it's not worth it. I'm going to look around just a little bit more. And then I'm out of here. I'm going through that door. Damn it. Greater Potentates. Cookbook. Cookbook? Cookbook. Yeah, I need a cookbook. I think it's potentate, by the way. Just to get my pronunciation right. Oh, okay. Hefty cracked pot. Was that the thing that I saw? The item that I was trying to get to? Potentially. Alright, this is the door I was looking at. Let's just go through it. I'll be in that stupid room all day. Circling the pots. That's what we can call it. Hello, living jar. Getting lots of raw meat dumplings, that's what I want. This is the raw meat dumpling. Himself. Goodbye. That was really dangerous. That's what you want. Poor bastard just fell through the cracks. This is just going on and on forever, isn't it? Why is your jar not breaking? Your pot. Very good. That actually looked like a poison proc rather than a frost proc. Could be wrong. Is this our way forward? Most likely. Just want to make sure I haven't missed anything. I technically missed you, but that would have been better for you. I completely disagree with that. I wish that I could review the footage, but I don't know. I'm languishing in the outdated tech of Twitch, where I can't actually fucking go backwards through a live stream anymore, so... I can't believe that just happened. I literally was just minding my own business, walking along the edge, and then, oh, all done. Finished. Literally. Probably the most innocuous thing for me to be doing. And then suddenly I just got glitched off the edge. That's how it felt. Sometimes you're just walking on the edge of something, and then you just slide off. Like someone's covered it with oil or something. Fuck that. Now I'm having to waste my time going back there. I feel like I was progressing nice and comfortably as well. I was clearing every room before I moved on, and I'd done that for some time. It went on for a while. And then the game just shits in my cereal. It's just not necessary, is it? No, sir. What are the chances that my fucking impatience will lead me to fail this falling that I'm doing now? A nice punny response from AJ in the chat. I'd be flipping my lid. Indeed. Have I been here already? I didn't notice that giant pot. Sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees when you're trying to find a way forward. Oh, this is where I ended up falling down last time. Okay. That's why I wasn't familiar with that. See how far I'm having to go just because the game decided to cause me to slide off the fucking edge for literally no reason. I can tolerate a lot in a Souls-like. Feels weird to call this a Souls-like, but they chose to depart from the naming. Yeah, but I can't fucking tolerate shit like that. It's just annoying, stupid. What's down here? Should I take the risk? I kind of have to now, don't I? I'm being pursued. Oh, this is actually an elevator. Okay. Maybe it's a shortcut. What the fuck? Do I want to go onto here? Yeah, I guess it's a shortcut, isn't it? I don't really... Or maybe not a shortcut so much as a direction for me to go in that required the use of that pot. Okay. Well, I suspect there was another way for me to go. Another pathway. But I've ended up going this way instead, so... Fine. It feels like a bit of a secret, yeah. Where the hell am I? Yeah, you are definitely... Oh, here we go, we're at the big pot. I'm assuming this is the only way to get to the big pot. What if this is a big pot that I can worship or something? You know, like a covenant. It won't actually be a covenant, but you know what I mean when I say that. What have you got here? Do I get to turn into a giant jar now? There's my answer. Could have guessed it. There it is. I am an honorary living jar. I'm not the real thing, but I am now in possession of a jar that I have placed on my head. Okay. Good shit. I don't know if that was worth my time. Maybe it has an additional effect that I'm unfamiliar with. I sounded a bit like a killjoy there, didn't I? Well, I don't know if that was worth my time. It's a fucking jar that you put on your head, Doomling. Just accept it for what it is. Enjoy. I'm assuming this is the way forward. What are you guys doing? I don't trust you for 1 minute. I don't care if you're behaving in an entirely non-threatening and perhaps even benign fashion. I really don't care. I don't trust you. I've been attacked by too many of your kind. Okay, I'm overestimating the range at this point. Whipping these jars into shape. Alright, I'll fight you, fine. I just didn't want to because I've already done it before, but maybe it's worthwhile this time. I actually hadn't realized that one of you is bigger than the other. Using the heavy shot of this bow. He's backing away, but to no avail. No. Stop it. You are hereby banned from doing anything gross, which means you may as well just go and kill yourself. Alright, so this is a different elevator to before. Or is it not an elevator? No, it's not. There's a fucking boss down there. Alright, let's do it. I don't know about using a whip for the boss, but maybe I'll just do it. I'm not really committed to using a whip. Or I don't have to be committed to using a whip, but I'll use it for fun. It's effective in its own way. It's got bleed and it's got frost, so... Oh my god, you're aggressive. You're a demi-human sword master. You're definitely not a normal human. I will accept the demi-human classification based, if anything, on your appearance. Just trying to find the right moment to heal with this guy. He's fucking aggressive, isn't he? Look at him go. You little goblin shit. It makes rather creepy noises. That's the way I have to play this. I have to just get him flinched, because if I don't have him flinched in place, he is going everywhere. Yeah, make your gross noises. Okay. Whatever, Melania. Oh, your fucking constant swinging is actually pissing me off. It's making me nervous to see you swing so relentlessly and with such forward momentum and with such an effective homing in on my position. It's freaking me out. Get fucked, you little shit. I'm sorry, I find you annoying. Just really irritating. Take that. God. Apparently I can get his spirit ashes. Well, I've just acquired them, in fact. There you go. Well, he was the boss of this location. I would say, actually, that the whip is a good choice, because it deals sufficient poise damage to keep him in place, and the range is good. So, yeah, alright. I'm guessing that's everything, then. Yeah, I got it first try because this weapon is a good counter to him. Alrighty. that's that. I just feel like one of these doors would open if I approached it, so maybe I'll do that. That's got rocks, and presumably this has rocks too. What does the message say? Praise the you don't have the right, except you don't have the right, oh you don't have the right. Okay. Quite frankly, I'm not interested in acquiring the right. There's nothing going on behind there. Or maybe there's an incredible party behind those rocks and I haven't been invited. The greatest party. Alright. We've been going for 2 hours and 11 minutes, but I could possibly find a better point to finish up the live stream. I'm not in a rush to conclude, but yeah, I'm aiming for 2-hour sessions. That's what feels most comfortable to me. And I feel like anything more than that might be a bit too content heavy. A bit too much getting done in one sitting. Alright, let's use torrent and head in this direction. As I said, I'm not wanting to use torrent too much, but there will be areas where it feels entirely appropriate, and this would be one such area. My theory, however, that I need to go over that way to try and get up and then reach there is probably correct. Which is to say, I'm not going to get... I keep trying to bring up the map, but it refuses to allow me to do so. I'm sorry, that pisses me off. I'm trying to demonstrate something and the game's like, no, you can't look at the map. You can't look. No, sorry, there's a map there, but you can't look at it. Fuck off. I'm just trying to illustrate what I'm explaining, and I'm being prevented from doing so. Needlessly. Fuck off, dog. Alright, so I can't go here by approaching it from down here. I'm going to have to head up through here and around this way, probably. That's what it looks like based on the terrain that I'm seeing up here, but I've got no idea how to actually traverse it, is what I would say. No idea. Maybe I'm not meant to go that way yet. That could be a safe assumption. But I'm pleased to say that we have quite a few options right now. We could either... Well, not quite a few, we've got 2 options, but that's still pretty good. We can either go in this direction, via the Dragon's Pit Terminus Sign of Grace, or we could go from the Ensis Moon-Gazing Grounds, follow this path, and discover that map. I'm going to do that right now, because I can see that there is a map right there. That is going to be our finishing point for the live stream. Good shit. Impressions of the DLC so far are that it is enjoyable. It just feels like a continuation of Elden Ring. That is precisely what I wanted, to reuse a phrase that I was using in the first live stream. They didn't need to reinvent the wheel with this DLC. They just needed to maintain the same standard. And I feel like they're doing a good job of that. I'm happy with this. I've got no idea what that business of people complaining about the difficulty of this was about. I don't know if it's been made easier or not. I really couldn't say. I'm assuming it's been made easier if people complained. But anyway, that's probably what these fragments are about. But of course, you're not meant to access this shit until you're properly endgame. I believe that's the way they intended for this to be done. There's another blessing. And can we level up? Yes, we can. It's probably not worth using these right now. No, not worth it. But yeah, I think Arcane now. Arcane to 25. Raises our discovery as well. Where is that? Okay, it is before we actually reach the giant flaming guy. I'm not in the mood to fight the giant flaming guy right now, so I will hold off on that. That can be for the next live stream. we can see if the lessons that I've learnt from fighting him the first time can be applied to a second confrontation that ends up being even better than the first. Who knows? The map is just up here. I don't want to fight you. Go away. No, I'm sick of you fucking enemies. I don't know what it is about them. I've had enough of them. Give me something different. Scadu Altus. Okay. Wow, that has expanded immensely. Look at that. We now have a pretty clear idea of how large the DLC is. It is not, not as big as the previous location, the lands between. There's your point of reference, see? It's probably equivalent to this. I'd say that is about our DLC size. It's the size of Limgrave and Caelid. So, not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. Looks really beautiful though, this artwork. Very nice. That's the Erdtree, presumably. But yeah, you can see why I don't want to get ahead of myself when discovering the maps, because it's so easy to lose track of where you've gone and where you haven't gone. One thing that would have been really good for this game was something like the Hero's Path mode from Breath of the Wild, where you could actually enter a mode while looking at the map, which showed you everywhere that you had once been. Which, amazing, you know, for open world exploration, that is a really, really good feature, and one of the best things that Breath of the Wild had for its open world exploration. Hero's Path mode. Because unless you've got something like that, or if you've got an Elder Scrolls game where every location will be marked on your map when you discover it, as something you can interact with and indeed fast travel to, it can be really hard to know precisely where you've already been, especially when you're playing the game over a long period of time. I get that a lot in Elden Ring. When I return to Elden Ring, like a build that I have maybe completed halfway, and it's been ages since I last did the build, I've got no earthly idea what I've gone past and what I've actually taken the time to properly go through. Or rather, skimmed past, blown past, instead of having stopped to check it out properly. So, honestly, if there is a mod that makes that easier, I will probably install a mod like that in the future. Alright. No, maybe there is a lot more in this direction. There could actually be a lot more in this direction. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be assuming that it's the size of Limgrave and Caelid. It could actually be bigger. These colours are incredible though, look at this. They're a little bit richer on my screen than on your screen, but because mine is darker, so it makes the colours really come out. Very, very stark, very high contrast. Liking it a lot. Alright, what I'll do is I'll head back to the High Road Cross and finish up. As I said, I'm enjoying myself so far. I'm glad that I'm sharing it with you for the first time. I haven't done something like this in ages. I just don't. There is a reason why I don't do this. Normally it's because I consider recording and conducting a commentary to be a distraction from playing the game. And to a certain extent, that is the truth. I have, you know, been a little bit distracted from my experience by presenting it, which might sound strange, but it is true. It's how it feels for me. But because it's a one-off, it feels like a bit of a one-off, so I don't mind. But this is not something I will do very much going on into the future. But I'm happy to do it for this. It's nice to have it on the record. In fact, I think it's nice to do it for DLC. DLC feels like a good way of approaching it. I'll play the base game in my own time, get comfortable with it, and then when DLC comes, then I can record it first try. It's definitely got its place, this kind of video series. And I hope you're enjoying it so far. For me, I am as well. Like, if you're enjoying it, I am also. So, yeah, that's it for this one. Hope you all tune in next time, and I bid you farewell for now. Bye bye.